الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله الكريم وعلى ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Alhamdulillah, today we have met, at least most of us have met no less than 2 times. And in the hadith of our beloved Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it comes that every time a believer meets another believer, and there is no better way to describe it than we can in this given season. We see our trees are shedding. Every house you go to that has a tree, you look at the bottom of the tree, you see leaves upon leaves upon leaves. And the hadith teaches us that when you meet one another, you greet one another, it is as if all your small sins are being forgiven. The Sahaba used to take pride in this hadith to such an extent that as they would walk, they would be separated by a tree or by some article or the other. Even though they would be separated, when they would meet again, they would say Assalamu alaikum, because they believed in the reality of this given hadith, that Allah will forgive us as a result of the simple deed, the salam, Assalamu alaikum. The salam is such a powerful thing that if we practice it with sincerity, it gives the other security. Imam Dawood, for example, and many of the top scholars, they gathered many ahadith. One muhaddith gathered over 4,800 ahadith. Amongst them, out of the 4,800 hadith that he has gathered, he chose 5 that he described as, if I use these 5 ahadith in my life, it'll be sufficient to make me a better person. One of the hadith he chose was, Man salim al-muslimuna min lisan, that if you can keep another Muslim at ease and at peace with your tongue, with your hands, with your limb, with your body, then based on this hadith and other hadith, it is sufficient to gain a person paradise. So when you make salam to a person by saying Assalamu alaikum, and you mean the salam, then in essence what you are saying, I will not lie about you, I will not cheat you, I will not rob you, I will not slander you, I will not backbite you, I will treat you as I will want to be treated myself. This is a very powerful statement. And if we can live according to the value of the statement, that you are at peace, you are at safety with me, then rest assured, this battle for arms, this race for security, I'm better, you are better, you not better, I'm not good as, all these type of debates and arguments and notions, they all will come to an end. It all starts with, what do I mean when I say Assalamu alaikum to you? But we're not living in an ideal world. The world that we are living in is filled with pain, filled with difficulty, filled with conflict, relational conflict, political conflict, social conflict, economic issues. It's a reality that we deal with. As Muslims, we have to look for something that will give us peace in our conflict. You read upon the tafsir that states regarding the surah, Inna a'ataynaka al-kawthar. This happens to be a surah that came into existence at a time when our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam was being mocked at, being laughed at, being picked upon and put down. This surah can be viewed from a vantage point of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam lost his sons. Some say son, some say sons. And once the child was lost, one of the child, he named him Ibrahim, if memory serves me correct. Suffice to say, when he passed away, people began laughing. And this was their words. You have lost your son. Now that you have lost your child, in due course, your religion will also come to an end. So now we may not be victorious, but later on we will gain the necessary victory over Islam and Muslims. And this is the same thing that is taking place in today's time regarding Muslims. The other day I was talking to someone, and many people, by the way, for now, will continue to be victorious over Muslims. Earlier today also I spoke, for a few brothers we were talking, take the simple thing like the iPhone. People do not even know the value of what they are carrying in their hands. What do you do with your iPhone? They text, number one. Look at emails, number two. And of course the regular phone calls. And those that are into pranks, they get into some phone apps and they have multiple numbers and they see some of the young boys already laughing. So I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. So you have those pranks that you pull with those apps. So you have 5 or 6 numbers and you basically try to see if your spouse is cheating on you, or you try to flirt with an additional person out there. Now you have a powerful thing with you, the iPhone. There are so many things you can use it for. Direction towards Qibla. You can download various tafasir. If you are into the legal field, you can get updates regarding legal matters. If you are an architect, then you can get information regarding whatever architects need information, or whatever information they seek. If you are in the restaurant trade, there are certain new ovens that are coming out, certain type of cookware that doesn't burn certain types of food because they put certain type of things on that pan, whatever it is. But no, we're not going to use that iPhone to take us to the next level. In fact, somebody was telling me the other day, they can use the iPhone for when they exercise. It gives them their heart rate. It gives them certain benefits regarding their health. But that's not what we're going to use the iPhone for. We're going to use the iPhone for things that you don't even need the iPhone for. For example, you have a basic phone, you can do texting on that. You have a basic phone, you can, whatever you can do with a basic phone, you can do with an iPhone. But we will not push that iPhone to the next level. Why? Because the reason for our getting the iPhone is not to go to the next level. It's so our buddies can say, wow, so you got the update. And that's as far as it goes. So my brothers and sisters in Islam, we are not understanding the value of what we have. Whether it is technology, whether it is our religion, whether it is our friends, whatever we have become very stagnant. Our Quran, for those that are reading Quran, it's sufficient just to listen to a few YouTube things out there, and we think we've done ourselves a great favor. Yet my teachers used to tell us, there is no need for you to jump from scholar to scholar. Get one qari, get one scholar, get one individual, and listen to that person until the time comes you can emulate that person. Then you move on to the next. When it comes to scholars, get one good scholar, be with that person, find out about an individual, wherever that person may be. and work with that individual. No, we'll hop around, and then we'll say, well, that scholar says this and this scholar says that. We are seeking confusion, and this confusion is hurting us. So regarding this phrase, Inna a'tainaka al-kawthar, our Prophet too was laughed at. Our Prophet too was mocked at. He was also put down upon. But Allah said the following, if you are firm, then I will give you Kawthar. And what is Al-Kawthar? It is a special place in Jannah. Call it a fountain, call it a river, whatever you wish, that is for you. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. O Muslims, O Prophet of Allah, considering the fact that you are going to gain a beautiful outcome in the hereafter, your job is two things in this ayah. Your first task is hold firmly to prayer. When you got a financial problem, go towards prayer. When you got a social problem, you go towards prayer. When you can't resolve something, you get up in the morning and you pray and you turn towards Allah. And you will notice one thing, my brothers and sisters, whenever you have a problem, you turn away from prayer. Because what we say, where is my Allah when I need Him? That's what we say. And you know what is very ironical? The very Allah we are saying, where is my Allah when I need Him? We are taking in oxygen from that Allah as we attack that Allah. We are eating food that Allah is giving us, the energy we derive, we are attacking that Allah. We are taking the benefits of Allah and we say, where is my Allah when I need Him? How more oppressive can we become towards Allah? Forget about oppressing humanity. Forget about oppressing ourselves. Now we are trying to even go to the next stage of oppressing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the height of it. So the Quran says, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. O believers, when you got a problem, it is hard, but turn towards Allah in prayer and turn towards Allah in sacrifice. And what type of sacrifice are we talking about? One is the animal sacrifice. We agree with that. The other is a sacrifice of yourself. Give a part of your family. Give a part of yourself to something you really believe in. As I mentioned many times before, many people say, oh, he's working too many hours. Don't let him work too many hours. Oh, he's studying too many hours. Don't let him study too many hours. My dad used to say it very beautifully. It's okay he's working a lot of hours. Because if you're going to stop him or her from working a lot of hours, they'll do something else with their time that will be more devastating. So they want to work 15 hours a day. At least allow them to work. At least the energy is going somewhere positive. If you don't allow them there, they'll waste their time on something else. Many parents have stopped their children from doing many good things. For some it may be the Musjid. For some it may be learning on the internet, Quran. For some it may, you name the list. No, my son is becoming very rigid. Okay, so now that you took away the rigidity, what is your son doing with that same time? Texting, Facebooking. That's life. So we have to understand, we have to help individuals to move from one state, whatever that state is, and replace it with something better. And if you cannot replace it with something better, then do not give suggestion and do not say to your child, don't do what they are doing. If they're working a lot, let them work a lot. They come into the masjid a lot, let them come to the masjid a lot. Whatever they are doing, let them do it. Because if you don't have an alternative, you're going to ruin that child. This is what the Quran is saying. Make a sacrifice. Do something you believe in and go for it all the way. This is also the definition of success. Thereafter the Quran says, Inna shaniyaka huwal abtar. Very powerful psychological point. O Prophet of Allah, the one that hates you is the one that is going to be cut off. And this is the system of Allah again. You will notice the one that hates you is the one that goes through more pain. If I hate you, it's not your pain. It is my pain in reality. I may think I'm breaking people away from you. I'm not breaking anyone away from you. When I hate you, when I dislike you, I'm spending my positive energies in a wrongful manner. Because when I hate you, I have to talk about you. I have to have meetings regarding you. I have to have discussions regarding you. I have to plan and plot regarding you. And as I'm planning and plotting regarding you, you are enjoying food in a restaurant. You are going on a nice, beautiful holiday. You are moving on in life. And I'm here cringing and crying, getting my blood pressure up for nothing. And according to some ulama, if I dislike you and I talk a lot about you, that is a form of shirk. That is a form of shirk. Why is it a form of shirk? Because I'm investing more of my energy in talking about a person that I hate than talking about my Allah. So what does the Quran say? Inna shaniyaka huwal abtar. The one that hates you is the one that will be eventually cut off. Let's talk a little bit of practicality here. Look at people abroad. They live more simple than us. They live more humble than us. Some of them even live in cardboard boxes. You know, when I travel to some of the poor countries of the world, I got a shock of my life. I mean, in America, people in the fancy homes say they cannot sleep. And you'll see in foreign countries, the man will be sleeping on the floor, on the ground. There'll be hundreds of people that will be walking by him. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. Even those Bollywood movies have those pieces now and then that come in there, you know. They have this wealthy or this poor guy that becomes wealthy, but before he becomes... I haven't watched a Bollywood movie yet. But you get what I'm saying? And that fellow will be walking and you'll see a poor man on the road. Poor woman on the road. People are jumping over that person. And that person has a pair of shoes he's sleeping on as a pillow and a cardboard box as a blanket. And my goodness, he's having the best sleep ever. You can, even though there is noise, you can hear the guy snore. I mean, his sleep is great. Why? How come? It's a system of Allah. The system of Allah is what? You hurt no one. Your only problem is you are poor. That's it, you are poor. That's all. Every poor guy is not a druggie. Every poor guy is not an alcoholic. And this economy, we know that. His only problem is he's poor. And Allah is telling him, okay, you are poor. You are poor. But because you've accepted your poverty, I will make you an example for the man from America, Europe, etc. That you will be sleeping on that ground. That American, whatever, will take pictures of you and look at you. But you will have the best sleep like as if you're in Jannah. Why? Because he has no hate in him. Generally, has no hate in her. The child they're carrying with them, they're happy to do so. While in America we are debating, must they have a second child or not? Can I afford? The child is too expensive. Can we afford this schooling project for them? You know, the price of this is going up and the price of that is going up. So what does the ayah says? The one that hates you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the one that hates your system, that's the individual that will be cut off in the end. So three things we learn from today's basic Inna a'tainaka al-kawthar. Allah has a lot in store for the Prophet of Allah, and He has a lot in store for me and you. We have to do the two right things. Pray and sacrifice. And you're not going to stop sacrificing till the day you die. That's the system of Allah. You are going to sacrifice. You're going to be sacrificing something or the other. And you have to be willing to continue sacrificing. Whether it's your wealth, whether it's your time, whether it's your family, you have to be prepared for that. That's a system of Allah. And if you're not prepared for that, then you are not prepared to be the perfect Muslims. And Allah says, while you are doing this sacrifice, understand full well, there's going to be challenges. People will hate you along the way. People will pick on you along the way. Have your eye on the ball. You have your eye on what you want to accomplish. And you go for it. You go for it. And Allah will give it to you. Yesterday, our dad Sahib here mentioned a very good point. He brought a small thing about Ibrahim alayhi salam, and I'll end up with that. Ibrahim alayhi salam was asked for help once. And he looked at that fellow and he said, "Why must I help you?" In reality, what he said, "Why must I help you? There is no need for me to help you. You're a fire worshipper. You have another system. My system is with Allah. Your system with someone else. So go away from here." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reprimanded Ibrahim alayhi salam. Reprimanding here means Allah re-guided. Allah re-channeled his energy. And said, "Oh Ibrahim, I've been feeding this man for so many years. Something like 70 years. I've been feeding this person for such a long time. Today, this person comes to you for help. And just because he claims to be a non-believer, you are trying to hurt him. This is not the system of Allah. The system of Allah is, anyone comes to you, you try to give them. Anyone works with you, you try to work with them. Yes, you don't sacrifice your values and your principles. That's why with some, even we know from the story of Khidr alayhi salam, قَالَ سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكَ. What do we learn from Khidr alayhi salam? We learn a very powerful thing. That we work with people that are willing to work with our values. And we have to have values. And once they differ on us on core values, we will make salam, but we'll always wish them well. I can't work with you. You are very different. That's how divorces take place. That's how businesses go their own way. It's part of the system of Allah as well. But one thing we have to do is be willing to work with people. Be willing to negotiate with people. Be willing to look for people that have our values. When Ibrahim alayhi salam was reprimanded, naturally he met that man again, and the man said, "Well, now what's the problem? Yesterday you turned me away. Today you called me back." Ibrahim alayhi salam, thereafter a discussion and dialogue took place wherein he shared, whatever my Allah has attempted to guide me, my Allah has attempted to assist me in making me realize that my first decision was wrong. When the man heard of his wanting to help, wanting to assist, immediately the man became a Muslim. In today's khutbah, I said earlier today that Muslims converted Muslims, Muslims converted non-Muslims, not as a result of telling people about the oneness of Allah or as a result of bringing people to the masjid, but Muslims converted more non-Muslims as a result of the akhlaq, as a result of their character. So I end off with the following. Ibrahim alayhi salam created tremendous change. Along the way, he made a slight slip. He sort of believed that because I'm a Muslim, I don't have to focus on you as much. Allah reprimanded him. Our focus likewise should be on ourselves personally, should be on our community, and it should be on those that are not choosing to be part of our community as well. And inshallah, if we followed the steps of prayer and the steps of continual sacrifice, then rest assured, we will be on the right. Along the way, people will hate us. Along the way, people will want to cut away from us. Our eye should be on that ball. Our eye should be on that goal. And rest assured, if our eye is on that goal, in the end, we will make it, not only as individuals, but as a community as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to help us, continue to assist us, and continue to give us many more Eids of peace, love, and tranquility. And as we continue to be tranquil, let's not forget the innocent people of Burma and the various other parts of the world where they are suffering. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and guide us.